What's up guys, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Vike Studio here. So in this tutorial we are going to design this particular flyer I made with Corel Draw. So if this sounds interesting to you, stick around this video and watch till the end. So without any further ado, let's dive into making our design right now. So as our custom in this channel, before we start any design, we are going to create our new page Canva for our workspace. So okay, what you are going to do now is you hit on Ctrl N to create your new page. So the size of our design will be 6 by 6 inches, RGB color mode, and then 300 resolution. Okay, then we hit on then OK. So we now have something like this. So I will love to bring up all our resources we are going to use for this design here. So I'll be linking down these particular resources down below. So you click around the link and then you get your resources and try this design also. So what am I going to do now? So I'll hit on Ctrl I to import those resources. So I'll locate where those resources are and then I import them right to Corel Draw. Okay, so I'm selecting them. If you want to select multiple images in your desktop to bring into Corel Draw, hold Ctrl while you select them one by one. All right, so hit on import. So I drag here. I left click down to drag something like this here again. Left click down to drag something like this. Left click down to drag something like this here. So what we are going to do next will be, okay, there is a resource that is not yet here. So I'll Ctrl I again to import that particular resources. So you locate where the resources are to import. Alright, this is the particular resources I'm looking for. So I will import these particular resources here. So I drag to leave, and then the next thing I'm going to do here is to give this our Canva a working space. Okay, so I double click on this rectangle here, so I now have something like this. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is we'll fill this particular rectangle here with a white color. So every of our design for now, we're going to do everything on white and black before we start adding color at the end of this design. So stay around this video why this video will interest you more. So I would like to make this as our background. So what I'll do is I'd like to hide off these down parts of this image and these other parts of this image. So what am I going to do now? So you head up to your transparency tool, pick up the transparency tool, and then you hold on shift while you will drag down to hide off this part like this. So in order for you to edit other parts of the rectangle, you have to convert towards bitmap. So you convert this particular image towards bitmap before you continue what you are doing. Alright, so you try that up to this other side again. So now, sorry. Alright, let's try something like this. So I have something like this. Alright, then I'll go ahead to power clip this particular image into this store. So I head up to effect, you see power clip, and then place inside frame. This arrow here, you just click it inside it. Now this thing is power clipped. So what we're going to do is you hold Alt while you select what is inside the rectangle, and then you try to adjust this way. So we adjust this way. Alright, and then the next thing I'll do is I will just try to give this space a guideline where I should not exceed. Okay, we have something like this. And then the next thing I will do is I will start typing in the details for the flyer. Okay, alright, so I will start by typing in the brand name here. So I type something like this here. So I'll head up to my font list, and then I pick up this particular font here, that is Captain Meredith. So I'll type in the name for you to search to download. So I have something like this. Like I said, we are going to do everything on black and white first before we start adding colors to that. So we'll be fast. I don't want this video to be long. So I'll type in the tagline to this particular brand. So I'll say, get your quality clothes here, and then what, at affordable price. Okay, and now I have something like this. So the font I will be using for the tagline will be what, Poppins. So this is the font I will be using for that. Then I'll try to scale this up a little, and then I'll drag this a little bit. So hold this, pick up your shape tool, and then come to this side, and then you drag here, something like this. Okay, now I have something like this. So I will break these two tests to be separated. So Ctrl K to break these two tests. So select this other part of the test, and then take this up a little. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw some rectangle to be, so that I'll use that to power clip this image here inside them. So I go to my rectangle tool, pick up the rectangle tool, and then draw something like this. I try to copy that, right click to copy, or right click on the image, and then you leave, you see copy, and then Ctrl V to paste. So the particular rectangle has been pasted on it. So you just left click on that to drag to this other side. Okay, now I have something like this. So for you to know that this thing is equal, what you do, hold shift, select the other rectangle, and press E on your keyboard, everything will be aligned. So you do that to break these two rectangles, right click on it, drag down, and then you leave, you see copy here. So to do that to the upper part of the rectangles and the down part of the rectangle, what you do is select the upper part of the rectangle, hold shift, select the down part, and then you hit on C. It's now aligned. Do the same to the other side, hit on C. Everything is now aligned. So select the four rectangle, and then you try to reduce them a little. You know, we gave this page a guideline, so we will not exceed our working space. So now I have something like this. So the next thing I will do now is I'm going to give this a little outline. So the outline I will use for that is 1.5. Then that is 1.5 outline. So I'll give it that. Then I'm okay with this particular stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to power clip these images inside the frame. So what I'm going to do, so that I use the first method which I show you, go to your effect and then power clip and place inside frame. Or what you do is right click on the image while you drag, right click while you drag, and then you power clip. Once you reach the where you want to power clip, then you power clip. Or let's go this way, effect, power clip, place inside frame, then we do something like this. Okay, so hold Alt twice, select what is inside the rectangle, and then you can hold your shape to adjust it a little. So we now have something like this. So the next thing we're going to do is to try to do this to this other side, to the other rectangle. So follow the same procedure to do that also. So I have something like this. This is what we're having. So I'll do that here again. Alright, I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this also. Right. Okay, I'll try to increase this a little. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to give this stuff. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Select this four rectangle and then click on that, left click on that, and then these arrows will come out. And then what you do is just go to this particular node here, and then you take this thing a little bit up this way. So we now have something like this. So you do the same to the text. Do the same to the text also. Select the text, that is, you drag, left click down to drag over the text, and then you have something like this. Everything is being selected, so left click on that, and then we now have this arrow sign. So go to this particular node, and then you take this up a little, so we now have something like this. So what we're going to do next will be, we're going to bring up a particular resources here, like a shirt. So I will import that shortly. Okay, so I will go ahead to import that. Ctrl I to import. So I will locate where the particular resources are, and then I will bring the particular resources here. Right. So this is the particular resource I'm looking for, so I bring this up here. So I'll try to drag this up a little. So we're going to place this around this side. Okay, so place this around this side. So I try to scale this down a little, scale it up a little, scale it up a little. Okay, select it, scale that up a little. Alright, I have something like this. Okay, so we want to make this particular resources a realistic type of resources. So what are we going to do to these resources to be realistic? So we are going to just add a little shadow beneath that. So what we will do is, let me zoom so that we can see. What we'll do is pick up your circle, the ellipse tool, and then you draw this particular circle around here, something like this. This is how we are going to do to achieve that particular shadow we want. So fill this with a particular color, this black color. Try to remove the outline. If you want to remove the outline, go to this bar here, and then you click on this outline here. You click on none. Then what you are going to do next will be, go to your bitmap, convert that particular shape to what bitmap. Okay, so convert it to bitmap. It's now converted to bitmap. So next thing we are going to do is go back to the bitmap, and then select, try to go on blur, and then select Gaussian blur. You have something like this. So I think the 10 pieces will be okay for me. Yeah, the 10 pieces will be okay for me. Let me try to increase that a little. Sorry. I think the 10 pieces, yeah, let's use 9 pieces. So 9 pieces will be okay. Then I hit on OK. Then what am I going to do? It seems as if the shadow is showing too much. So I would like to hide off the part. So go to your transparency tool, pick up your transparency tool, and then you try to drag this a little. Okay, it's on 48, so I'm using 54 here. It's 65. I'm okay. I'm using 65, so I'm okay with this 65. So I pick up my pick tool, and then let me zoom out so that we can see. We now have something like this. Okay, we now have something like so. Next time I'm going to do this, I'll just try to add a footer to this our particular design. So I draw a rectangle here. Okay, fill that with a black color, because we are going to do everything on black before we start adding color. So I power clip this particular rectangle into our working space. So go to effect, power clip, place inside frame. Okay, I have something like this. So hold Alt while you select what's inside the frame, then you can adjust this a little. I have something like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the contact details. So I go ahead here, pick up my rectangle tool, draw a rectangle here like this. Alright, I will fill that with a black color. I will remove the outline, and then what am I going to do the next? So I'll pick up my text tool. So I will write down the phone number. Alright, I have something like this. So I will use poppins for that. Poppins bold. So I'll fill this with white color. Sorry, let me zoom out. Already fill that with white color. So I'll place that inside this particular rectangle. So I'll try to drag this a little. Pick up your shape tool, come ahead to this side, and then you drag something like this. Okay, I'm okay with this way. So select these two the text and the rectangle, left click on that again to bring up this arrow sign. And what you do next is just go to this side, take this up a little. So we now have something like this. You can now see how our design is now looking. So the final thing we are going to do to this design is to fill this particular design with colors. So what next are we going to do? We are going to fill this with colors. So before we start filling that with color, let me try to make this particular dress, this particular image here to be bright, okay, because the color is somehow dark and I don't like that. So what you do is Ctrl B to bring up this. Once you hit on Ctrl B, you see that brightness, contrast and intensity, you try to add that so that this particular image should be what? Bright. So I think I'm okay with this particular stuff, so I hit on what? Okay. So next we are going to start filling those stuff with what? Color. So I'll pick up a color from this shade. So go to your toolbar and then pick on your color eyedropper tool and then pick a color from here. Pick this particular color and then you fill it to this rectangle. So I have something like this. So you drag this particular rectangle, right click down while you drag on top of the text until it changes to this particular text with that arrow there, leave it and then you see copy fill here. So I have something like this. I'll leave this as a black color, and then since I have the color here, so I can select this 4 rectangle where I've clip our image there, and then I will right click here to give that an outline. So I have something like this. So our footer here, I hold on Alt while I select what is inside there, and then pick on this particular color we've chosen, and then we fill that with this color, and then pick this last rectangle here, and then we will fill that with this particular color also. So we now have something like this. So finally what we're going to do is you take off the background, the outline of this your working space. So take it off, and then finally we are now ready. So our design is now ready. So if you find this video interesting, don't forget to leave a like on the video.